Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra. And while the premium coffee retail chain business in India is set to get more competitive, not just in price, but also in taste, as Tim Hortons, the largest QSR chain of Canada, is all set to launch their first retail outlets in India. Now, to discuss more about Tim Hortons' India plans and their expansion strategy, I'm now joined by Navin Gurnaney, the India CEO at Tim Hortons. Navin, welcome to Business Today TV. Great to have you with us.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Naveen, so let's begin this discussion, which I have been waiting for long. It's been a long wait for you too, as well. But how excited are you now finally that the India foray is happening? And what's the vision that you have for India as you enter this great Indian market?
Well, I'm looking at my own picture here, and I can see that I'm grinning from ear to ear. That's how excited I am. We've been working hard at this for almost a year, and we're very excited. And who wouldn't be? India is a wonderful opportunity, and the coffee landscape has been growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to throw numbers at you. You know the numbers better than I do, but we are here and obviously to claim our own fair share of the market. And our vision is to build several hundred stores over the next decade. In the short run, my commitment to the board is that we will build 120 stores in 3 years. So we are on our way. We've got several sites signed up, 2 opening tomorrow, and very excited. Yes.
Okay, but why India? And, what's the thought behind entering the India market, which already has so many players, competing, not just international, but Indian and new age, companies launching their coffee businesses in India. And, why this timing of entry into India?
Because the Indian consumer is hungry and thirsty for global aspirational type of experiences, right? And honestly, you'll see more coming,
Okay.
right? Because there's a deep demand and deep desire for Indians are looking for new experiences. Indians are looking for global and aspirational type of experience, good tasting coffee, great tasting food, and that's what we provide.
Yeah, right. So help us understand a little what's going to be the business model for you here in India. I mean, like we've seen in the past that most restaurant chains have actually partnered with the local companies in a franchise kind of a model. How does Tim Hortons really plan to work here?
So we don't franchise per se.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We want to maintain integrity of the brand. So all our
Okay.
stores are going to be company owned and company operated. Now we
Okay.
will have strategic partnerships in certain geographies with certain partners, right, who might collaborate with us and help us move faster. But that
Yeah.
is not our primary model. Our primary model is company owned, company operated. We are promoted by the apparel group out of Dubai and Gateway Partners. Uh, Money is their business. They want to put their money at work. So uh, franchising is not our primary model.
Okay. And you did talk a little about the expansion plans that you have. Tell us about your first stores. Where are they getting launched? And where do we see the, launch expand from here on, the geographies, locations that you may be looking at?
So the first 2 are actually launching in Delhi NCR. One at Select City Walk Mall, the other at Cyber Hub, both on Thursday, followed by a couple more in Delhi itself. We'll be
Okay.
opening soon in Green Park, in Punjabi Bagh, at the Vegas Mall.
Okay.
And then Punjab is not too far behind. We're actually in conversation with several sites. The Punjabi community, and I suspect you're one, is, there's a law that you have to have a relative in Canada, right? There's a law, you know that, right?
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you, why not Punjab first and why Delhi first then?
Well, we almost did that. But Delhi NCR is the capital region, and we wanted to be here first. But very soon, in September, we will be opening stores in Punjab, in Chandigarh. We're looking at sites in Ludhiana, in Jalandhar. So yes, the plan is to begin in the north. Right?
Okay.
In the first 9 to 10 months, we'll build about 20 stores in the north, and then we'll quickly go to the west, which is where I live, in Bombay and Pune and Gujarat.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much in India to explore and build in. Right? The
Right.
opportunity is immense indeed,
Mm.
and that's why to answer your earlier question, also once again, India is a huge opportunity, and when you do things well, you are well rewarded.
Okay. So how are you choosing these locations of malls and premium areas? And like, how are you coming to that? Is it because the other stores already have presence there? They're already gauging the foothold, and you may be at a better off position in an already tested location, or are you looking at exploring more and new locations as well?
Well, a bit of both, right? I mean, if I had a magic wand and we could automatically build 200 stores, I know exactly where we want them to be.
Okay.
First 200-300 stores are easy. Then as you get on to tier 2, tier 3 cities,
Mm.
that takes a little bit more thinking, if you will. But honestly,
Yes.
there's a lot of demand for global experiences in those cities as well. So
Mm.
where to build is not necessarily the challenge. I think that knowledge is freely available, and we have
Right.
that. But to find the right site at the right price is a challenge anywhere in the world, right? And we face the same challenge here.
Hmm. So, apart from offline, would you also be looking at an online presence and catering through e-commerce as well?
Well, not in the strict sense of the word today, but we will
Hmm.
be on day one delivering through Swiggy and Zomato.
Okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
COVID has changed, shifted the paradigm almost permanently, right? People are
Hmm.
much more comfortable and indeed find the idea
Hmm.
of ordering from home very
Hmm.
comforting
Hmm.
and comfortable. And we want to be where our customers are, right? Wherever our
Right.
customers want us to be. Yes.
Right. So, help us understand a little bit about the kind of investments that you've planned for the expansion that you just talked to us about. And also, with this, what kind of job opportunities would you be creating in the Indian market?
So, I don't want to sort of forecast numbers, but every store costs us about 2.5, 3 crores to build.
Yeah.
Then I mean, you do the math, right? With my commitment of 120 stores, that's the short-term goal. Long-term could be 1,000 stores, could be anything, right? Depending as time goes by.
Hmm.
Now, already with the impending opening of the 2 stores, we've
Hmm.
got about 110 teammates. We call our teammates teammates of them ready and trained to go.
Yeah.
So on an average, again, each cafe will employ about 25 to 30 teammates, depending on size. Some may have 40, some may
Hmm.
have 20.
Hmm.
Once again, do the math. So we're talking about thousands of jobs, young people with great career aspirations who'll be able to climb the ladder very quickly because
Hmm.
our growth will be rapid, and
Hmm.
there'll be a lot that they can benefit from.
Right. And about the investments and marketing strategy to make people aware that Tim Hortons is arrived.
We use the usual vehicles of social media. You will start seeing posts, and honestly, I'll tell you, word of mouth,
Yeah.
right? There is an intrinsic value of this brand already in
Hmm.
India.
Hmm.
uh, I post one simple post on LinkedIn, and hundreds of thousands of people notice it, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about our beverages.
Hmm.
I'm dying to try the French vanilla. I'm dying to try the Java chip ice cap. I'm dying to try your donuts and Timbits. So there's already honestly a surprising for me, much higher than I thought,
Yeah.
brand awareness in India. So a lot of people are waiting with great anticipation. Now
Hmm.
it's our time to deliver. Right?
Hmm.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Hmm.
So people will come, and we have
Hmm.
to enthrall them with the experience,
Hmm.
and they'll come back. Everybody
Right.
will have a good experience, right?
Right. And since you were talking about, the French vanilla and the Timbits, share with us more about the menu. What can Indians really expect at Tim Hortons, apart from what's already, loved in Canada? and in various other locations abroad. Do you also have an India-specific menu as well planned?
So I'll tell you, the French vanilla has
Yeah.
blown me away with its popularity. I mean, I was talking to a celebrity friend of mine. I won't name him.
Hmm.
Because every time I go to Canada, my promoter's job number one is to bring me French vanilla at the airport, right? And so even on other social media, people are talking about it. The donuts are incredibly popular, and we
Yeah.
actually have the original Canadian Timbits and donuts in the India stores as well.
Hmm.
Um, the ice cap is another very, very popular frozen beverage, and especially the Java chip ice cap is very popular in the food area, right? And this is typical. I've seen this with other brands as well.
Hmm.
People want a global beverage experience, right? And then when it comes to food, they want global sounding packaged, but give me something for my palate that feels familiar to me, right? So we've got interesting we've got cheese melts that are to die for. There is
Okay.
a beautiful Chole Kulche melt that I think is going to be widely popular. So we've got a good mix. We've got cafe style food, we've got bite-sized food, but we also have more substantial offerings. So, for example, there's an item on the menu, ravioli in Makhani sauce.
Okay.
Every time I come to Delhi, I live in Bombay. Every time I
Yes.
come to Delhi, I eat that. Right. So there's a lot of things that people will find very, very, interesting.
Hmm.
The beauty of our approach to food is, I think, our strongest, probably our unique selling proposition
Hmm.
is that our food is freshly prepared in the store, prepared to order.
Yeah, exactly. Why I asked you this because we've seen how multinational brands have come to realize that to cater to the Indian market, you have to offer something which is like you said, familiar to the Indian taste
Correct.
buds.
Correct.
As well, we saw Starbucks recently launching the masala chai and filter coffee after years of operating here, and McDonald's launching the paneer tikka burger, and all of those things have happened in the Indian QSR chain right here. And for you to start off with that already shows your preparedness for the Indian market. So that's going
Thank
to be an extremely important factor to note going forward from here as well. Now, another factor that everybody's been talking about is the pricing. Help us understand what is going to be the pricing of your products even now in urban areas. Many people find Starbucks products very unaffordable. What's going to be your pricing strategy going
So,
forward?
so it's a tiered pricing strategy, and I'll tell you that I'm familiar with the concept, the thing that you just talked about, right? I'm very familiar with it. Um, People will find that there'll be many, many very, very wallet-friendly options that are absolutely delicious. So we're less than 48 hours away from the opening. I think they'll find that there's a lot to choose from. That's new and wonderful and delicious, and not too difficult on the
So,
palate.
what's the lowest price point that you will start off with?
The lowest price point. I'm speaking from memory here. I think it's a substantial food item
Hmm.
is probably in the region of about 150.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but you can get a beverage, an 8 ounce beverage for under 200 rupees.
Okay, understood that. Also, just to understand how I talked about this as well, that many multinationals in various sectors, including coffee business, have really realized to their peril that India is not an easy market to crack. So, what do you really see as key challenges ahead for you?
Every market has its challenges. India has many challenges, but it's not like they're insurmountable. Right? Here we are, within less than a year, about to start our stores. If you
Mm,
have a good team,
mm.
you have a good plan, if you have a good menu, if you have a good product, then you can be very successful. Supply chain is a challenge across the world right now, right? Our
Yeah.
input costs keep going up. That's a challenge. Inflation is a challenge. I mean, I could be talking about the US right now, right? And if you talk about inflation and input costs and supply chain. And these are universal challenges everywhere. But these are cycles, right? Things come up, things go down, and we find ways to, one unique challenge I think in India is real estate costs, amongst the highest in the world. In some cases, you might be able to find a location cheaper in Tokyo than you might find in some major city in Bombay, right? In India, rather. But again, there are compensating factors as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, the challenges are insurmountable. If they were insurmountable, nobody would be coming here, right?
Yeah.
And here you see every brand is clamoring to get a piece of the pie, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
The demand is there. The consumer is educated.
Sure.
They're well traveled. They want global experiences. Social media has made our world a village. People sitting in Delhi know what a coffee shop in New York City is doing, right? And they want that same kind of aspirational experience. And if you can provide that, then
Right.
there you go. Yeah.
Right. So, since one point that you made in your answer was the supply chain issues, I want to understand from you going forward, would you be looking at any local sourcing of your raw material?
Well, we are constantly doing that. We're constantly doing that with equipment, food, of course, and coffee. It's all locally sourced, 100% locally sourced. India has great coffee. Right? I think people sometimes don't realize that, but
Yeah.
India has a wonderful range of coffees, and we buy 100% premium Arabica beans, right? So there's Arabica beans, there's premium Arabica beans, and there's 100% premium Arabica beans, and that is the best, the topmost quality that you can buy, and that is what our commitment is. We buy from the regions of Baba Budangiri and Chikmagalur. Some of the finest coffees are grown there. So it's all locally sourced. There are some of equipment that we use that are imported, but we're working on localizing those as well.
Understood. So also help us understand a little bit more about the coffee economy, because you've studied it in great detail. How big is the coffee retail chain market currently, and what's the growth potential that you see for yourself as well? What kind of growth targets you may have set for yourself, if you could share?
Sure. So coffee has been growing exponentially. Right? When I grew up in India 35 years ago, tea was the thing, right? Everybody drank tea, and now the joke is that no girl worth her salt will go out with a boy if she's asked for a chai date. I mean, this is I'm not poo-pooing chai, but that's how prominent coffee is becoming, right? More and more popular. It is expected to be at $4.2 billion as a category. Only in about 3 years, 2025, that is the projection.
Okay.
It's a huge market, growing at about 9% CAGR, right? So we definitely want to participate in that wonderful journey and show off what we can do.
Right. So what kind of market share would you be looking to tap here? And any growth targets for, say, FY23 that you may want to share, or FY24, because it's already halfway past and you just have 6 months right here. So maybe a year or two, what kind of targets you may have set?
So like I said, within my commitment to the board is to have 120 stores in 3 years. That is etched in stone. And we're working feverishly towards that, right? From there, I mean, I can throw out numbers, but it would not be wise because, the landscape changes, the plans are shifting all the time. Right? But the aspiration, the ambition is to build hundreds of stores in the next coming decade.
Got that. So in terms of market share, could you give us a sense of what is the current market share like? And, since you'll be entering right here, what are you looking at?
I'm going to talk to you the next time we talk, right? Let's see how we take off. It would be a little bit arrogant for me to say, "Oh, we are here to take 20% market share." That's just hot air, right? I'm not going to do that. But time will show how we will become a significant player in India, and there'll be other conversations we'll have. I suspect.
Absolutely. One last question before I let you go, and that's about your strategy in terms of where are you going to be focused on in terms of revenue? Is it going to be volume led, or is it going to be margin led?
I think it's going to be sensible margins with as much volume as possible, right? Yeah, we're not attacking the lowest price point to get as many transactions as possible. That is not who we are. We are a premium brand, but as I said, we'll offer great offerings for sensible pricing, which will make a lot of people come in, and which will also add to the transactions.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much, Navin. Great speaking to you. And hopefully we'll get to chat again and see how things have been progressing. All the very best to you for the launch, and hoping to see you in the store as well very soon.
Yes. Please come for the opening. We're opening on Thursday. So I'd love to see you there. And of course, we'll chat again. And thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.